Okay, so why don't you take a second and work on the problem, pause the video, try and answer it, and then after you've given an attempt, you can continue the video and then we will work on it together. Okay, so let's look at this problem. So this has information at the top that you can see. You have two different charts. The first one is gasoline tax revenue as a percentage of total retail gasoline sales in 2000. The second one is the distribution of Germany's total tax revenue in 2000. So this question says, in 2000, the amount of Germany's gasoline tax revenue was approximately what percent less than the amount of its income tax revenue? Okay, so let's start by finding out what we're looking for. First, we want to know Germany's gasoline tax revenue, the amount of Germany's gasoline tax revenue. Well, we know that the distribution of the revenue is given over here. And this is Germany. This is we're talking about the right chart. So the amount of Germany's gasoline tax revenue right here is 20.4% of their total, the total tax revenue. That's gasoline. And they want to know approximately what percent less is this than the income tax revenue. Okay, so the income tax revenue is right here. So this is 28.6%. Okay, so these are both in relation to the total tax revenue. So this is income tax, it's 28.6 of the total tax revenue. This is gasoline, it's 20.4% of the total tax revenue. And what they want to know is they want to know what percent less than this is this. Okay? Now what's important to note here is that they are not saying take 28.6 and subtract 20.4. Don't do that, because you're not trying to find out of the total tax revenue how many fewer percentages is gasoline than income tax. They want to know, in comparison to income tax, what is the percentage decrease to get to gasoline tax? Okay? So what they're saying is, if you assume that 28.6% is your whole pie, how much of 28% is 20.4%? All right? So that's what they're saying for. They're saying that income tax is this. This is 28.6. And this is 20.4. Right? They're saying, what percent of this do you have to decrease to get to your gas, to get to 20.4? That's what they're looking for. They're looking for the percentage decrease. What percent less than the income tax revenue? All right? So that's what they're looking for. So the way you do this is you set up a ratio. You say, okay, so let's say 28.6% is basically the whole pie. We're calling this 100%. Then what is 20.4%? All right, so that's going to tell us if this is equivalent to the whole pie, how much is this? All right, so we solve for that. Put an x here. All right, so we take a 20.4 multiplied by 100 is 2040. This is cross multiplication and division. So you cross multiply and divide, and that gives you your answer. So this multiplied by this divided by this will get you this. So 2040 divided by 28.6 equals x. So then we calculate that really quick. And what we're going to get is divided by 28.6. And we get that you're looking at approximately 71.32%. All right, so this is going to be approximately 71.32%. All right, so that means that if your entire percent, if 100% is your income tax, so out of your total income tax, I know this is 20% of your total tax revenue, but this is also 100% of the proportion of your total income revenue that comes from income tax. So what percentage of this is this? And what we find out is this is approximately 71.32%. And then what's left over is going to be 71.32 plus this equals this, so it's going to be 100% minus this. So we're looking for this bit. We're looking for the bit that we have to decrease to go from 28.6 down to 20.4. All right, so what we do is we take 100, which is, if we assume this is the whole pie, that's 100, and we subtract 71.32. All right, now we just round this off to 71. What we end up getting is 29. All right, so that's where we're at. It's about a 29% decrease. So 20.4 is about 71% of 28.6, which means you have to go down 29% to get here. Now, which of these answers is close to 29? Because they're saying approximately what percent less than the amount of its income tax revenue. So we look and we see the answer is C. It's approximately 30%.